Ensure that your seat is now upright in the takeoff position, with the armrest down and your table folded away.
Back to Madeira. We arrived yesterday, settled into our hotel, went down to Funchal. Christmas lights are different this year from last year, so I took some video of that. And now, this morning, I'm heading off up to Fanal in the hopes that this year we get some mist. Well, we're setting off up into the mountains. Just stopped at this little viewpoint. I don't know whether you can see over the back. I'll flip you around in a second and show you the clouds on the tops of these mountains. We're getting up towards the tops of the first lot, so we're probably somewhere around about 11 or 1200 meters above sea level by now. And last time I was here it was great. I was being driven, so I had the camera out the window and taking videos and clips and photos. This time I'm driving myself and it's a bit twitchy in places, so I've got to keep my eye on the road and I haven't had a chance to do very much, so I thought stop in this viewpoint and just grab a couple of quick handheld shots of the mist on the top of the mountains and talk to the camera and let you see where I am. Right, so up on the tops of those mountains you can see the clouds, which gives me some hope that we might have misty conditions at Fanal when we get there. And while it's quite a long way after sunrise, the sun is just beginning to break over the peaks over there. So we've arrived at Fanal, and while it's still misty over there by the mountains, it's quite clear here, but there are bits of mist just blowing through. I'll spin you around and show you what we've got. Well, I don't know if you can make out some of the laurel trees. There's mist beyond, so I'm heading over that way, over towards the lake, and if you look up towards the slopes over there, you can hopefully make out the mist blowing over the fronts of those trees. So I found these nice outcroppings of rock here, and just beyond you've got the forest with the mist creeping beyond up to that outcropping at the very top. And I'm just wondering whether I can get something here, so let's see if I can. Well, I want to get nice and low for this one, so let's get the camera set up on live view on, 2-second timer on. Let's get these wooden catchers off. Might be okay. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to drop it down to F11, open it up for the foreground. It's a 20th of a second at F11 for the foreground. And obviously the sky's completely blown out, so let's go to a 100th of a second for the sky. And that's spot on. But there's no mist at the moment. So I'm just going to wait a little while, see if the mist blows back through again. Well, there's just a chance with the wind blowing the clouds in this direction that cloud over there might just creep over towards us. So I'll wait a little while, see whether that does. Just little wisps of mist rolling in front of that outcropping up at the top. Quite a nice bit of mist rolling in through that side over there. Of course, if I walked over there, by the time I got there, it would have cleared as well. Well, there's the lone tree that I shot last time I was here. And just looking through the forest, trying to find a tree with an interesting shape. Well, I think I've found something quite interesting here. There's this tree in the foreground, the one just beyond it with the branch leaning over to the left, and over to the right there's another one which has a branch coming up towards the right to join that other one, with the outcropping just underneath the two. So if I can get the camera low enough, I should hopefully be able to get this shot. About here, I reckon. I think I want the wide for this one. So I've only got the two lenses with me. I've got the 24 to 105, which might just be wide enough. Yeah, it's wide enough at 24, but I think I'll stick the 17 to 40 on anyway. Got to get those branches in, maybe not that top one. And zoom in a little bit to, what are we at now? Yeah, I'm at about 20 mil actually. So I'm going to take a couple of tests. Okay. That's a 40th of a second at f11, and it's quite overexposed in places. Of course the sun is creeping in just on the right, so I'm going to stop right down. At a 200th of a second, it's still got a couple of... Okay, that should do me. Right, now let's set this up properly. I want to be focused, f11. I want to be focused not on the immediate foreground tree, the one just beyond it. 40th. $100th. And a 250th. Oh, and there's a big bit of cloud drifted in. It's just caught the sun quite a lot. So let's go all the way up to a 500th of a second. Yeah, that should do. That's not bad. It's not great. I'm not 100% happy with that, but it's quite nice. So I like the idea of that outcrop in the background being sort of arched over by one of these shaped trees. So I'm going to look around and see if I can find another one. Well, I found a really nice view, but without the mist in the background to create the separation on those background trees, that just, it doesn't really work for me. I needed that mist. That rainbow has really got quite spectacular now, all the way over my lone tree. Next shot, I found this lovely tree. It grows out sideways from the ground and then sort of curls back on itself. And looking around to try and find a vantage point, it's just a shame the trees beyond it are actually still quite muddled up and mixed in together. But this one in the foreground gives me a nice angle to shoot through. So that might just work. We'll give it a go and see what happens. Right, that might work. I kind of like that. I wish I'd brought the 70 to 200. I could really use that 2.8 aperture. So let's bring the ISO up to 200 should do me. Go to f4. 320th second, f4. And then same again at an 80th of a second, f4, same focus point. Sky's blown out, should be able to blend those. Well, I think we're heading back to the car. No sign of this rain abating. Oh, it's eased a bit, but the cloud hasn't come back along with it. And pretty chilly. It's actually only 3 degrees up here. So it's not uncomfortably cold, but once the rain comes down as well, my hands are freezing. So, time to head back to the car. Wish I'd brought a warm drink with me, but just before I do, there is one last shot that I really want to get. Let me flip you around and show you this. Little pond, little stream, laurel trees round about it. I think I might need to do a vertical pano on this one if I want to get the tops. Let's just try a few. Okay, focusing right on the front edge of the pond. And then focusing on the far end of the pond. And then not shifting the focus. Moving up to get the top of the tree in. Oh, if only the mist would just come back. Right, heading back to the car. Well, the rain stopped. That's a start. And there is mist. There is mist. It's clear with bits of mist, and I'm hoping that the last of the cloud, since the rain has gone, will stick around just long enough for me to get a couple of shots. Let's go and see if we can find a nice comp. Well, isn't it just typical? The rain stops, I get out the car, start to come back over, and the mist's cleared again. It's absolutely fated that I never get shots of Fanal in the mist. Well, I'm just going to head over towards the other side of this little sparse forest to see if there's still any mist on the far end. And well, the batteries died on my Osmo Pocket, so that was one of the reasons to go back to the car, was to plug that in to recharge. And I'm now shooting with the Osmo Action 3, so I'll be able to do a direct comparison on which is best. I'll be able to do a good comparison on which is best for vlogging. Is it the Osmo Pocket, or is it the Osmo Action 3, or is it actually the iPhone 12 on the Osmo Mobile? And there's the rain starting again. Oh, I'm not having much luck at Fanal, am I? Right. Well, it's quite clear. The rain's coming down quite heavily. So, well, I think that's it from Fanal. Well, there could be a comp there, but I'm afraid the rain's kicking in. Well, Fanal is a washout, literally. So I've just come back to the car. It is chucking it down. So I'm going to head down the mountain, see what I can find at another location. Anyway, thanks for joining me on Return to Fanal, which didn't turn out any better than last year. Never mind, I'll just have to come back.